All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going into the world of Indian cricket.
Yes.
Specifically, the squad that was just announced
Yeah.
for the 2025 Champions Trophy.
It's a good one.
Yeah, there's been
Lots to talk about.
lots of buzz around it, for sure. We've got 3 articles here from, some top cricket outlets that are breaking it all down.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All the selections and all the snubs.
The snubs, and there's a few.
And there are some head scratchers in there, let me tell you.
Yeah, there are some big ones, for sure.
Definitely some shockers.
Yeah, it's really shaking things up this time around.
Yeah.
You know, they've got that blend of seasoned veterans with some really exciting new talent.
Yeah.
And, the cricketing world is buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
So that is what we're going to unpack today.
Let's get into it.
What are these decisions and what do they tell us about India's strategy going into this tournament?
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
I think a great place to start.
Yeah.
Is this eyebrow-raising omission
Yeah, it's a big one.
of Mohammad Siraj?
It is.
This is
The one everyone's talking about.
a big one.
Yeah.
Leaving out Siraj just seems
Risky.
I mean, his ODI stats are fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Especially that average.
24.04 in 44 matches.
Yeah. So what is the thinking here?
Right, you'd think he would be a lock, right? But one article suggests that maybe the selectors are actually prioritizing very specific roles for their bowlers this time around.
Okay.
So they might see Bumrah and Shami as better fits for certain situations or, tactics, I guess.
So they're assembling a team
Yeah.
of specialists rather than just relying on these all-rounders.
Yeah, could be.
It seems like a pretty big strategic shift.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure.
There's also some talk about Siraj's recent form being a little bit of a concern. Or maybe they're just giving him a much-needed break.
But wasn't he just
Yeah.
instrumental in the World Cup? Like last year, totally. To bench him now seems...
It does seem a bit strange.
Oh.
It does make you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
One article is actually claiming that the selectors are unsure about Siraj's effectiveness at the back end of an innings.
Okay.
And that's why they've opted for Arshdeep Singh instead.
Interesting. So maybe they're looking
Yeah.
for bowlers who can really
Close it out.
close out those final overs
Absolutely.
and defend tight totals.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You need those specialists in those pressure situations.
Okay, let's talk about some new faces.
Yes.
Because Yashaswal's inclusion
So exciting.
has to be exciting.
For fans.
For fans, for sure.
This kid's the real deal.
Yeah, leading run getter in Test cricket last year.
Tons of talent.
Tons of talent.
So much potential.
So this definitely is pointing towards the selectors looking to the future.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
coming in as a backup opener, right?
That's right.
But what about guys like Nitish Kumar Reddy
Yeah.
and Shivam Dube?
Yeah. Good point.
They've both shown these flashes of brilliance as these all-rounders.
They have.
So is this the debate then?
I think it is.
Are they going to prioritize the proven performers
Yeah.
over that raw potential?
Over raw potential, even if it means overlooking some strong recent performances in other formats.
Yeah.
It's a gamble, for sure.
It's a gamble for sure.
But that's what makes this squad so interesting to
yeah,
me.
absolutely.
They're taking some risks.
All right, and then there's the Rishabh Pant situation.
Oh, yeah, the big question mark.
I know he's a fan favorite,
Absolutely.
but his ODI stats, they don't quite match
No, they don't.
his brilliance in the tests and T20s.
You're right.
So,
It is true.
what's going on with that?
His ODI average isn't as impressive. You're right.
Yeah.
But, I think you have to look beyond the raw numbers here.
Okay.
Sources are suggesting that the selectors believe that Pant has that X factor. That match-winning potential.
Okay.
That kind of outweighs his inconsistency in this particular format.
So they're thinking
Yeah.
long term,
If you want
even if
really-
it means overlooking others
Exactly.
with maybe a better ODI track record, but short term.
It seems that way.
Okay.
And this brings us to another interesting point.
Yeah.
Sanju Samson's exclusion.
Ooh.
He actually has a strong ODI average, and he even scored a century recently.
Yeah. So the wicketkeeper position
It's a tough one.
seems loaded with talent.
It is.
But they're placing their bets
They are.
on Pant's potential.
On Pant's potential to really explode onto the scene.
Okay, let's shift gears to the all-rounders.
Let's do it.
No surprises here, I don't think.
I don't think so.
With Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja leading the pack.
Right. Those are your undisputed first choice picks.
Proven match winners.
Both of them.
But one article did bring up Ryan Parag
An interesting one.
as a potential X factor.
Currently, yeah.
Top order batsman and or a handy bowler.
Yeah.
Seems like a unique asset.
Very unique.
So why wasn't he included?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Did his recent injury play a role?
That's the speculation.
Okay.
You know, they might be prioritizing players who are fully fit
Yeah.
and ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
No point taking risks with injuries, right?
Speaking of injuries,
Oh, yeah.
Jasprit Bumrah's inclusion.
Raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just coming off of a back spasm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
It is a gamble.
But Bumrah in a big tournament.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know, the sources suggest that the selectors see him as a real game changer,
Yeah.
a risk worth taking.
Yeah.
They do have Harshit Rana as backup, just in case.
Okay.
So they're prepared.
So another calculated risk
It seems that
on
one.
a pretty crucial player.
Big time.
And then there's Kuldeep Yadav
Oh, yeah. It's the comeback kid.
returning from hernia surgery.
That's a massive boost.
That's, I mean,
To India's spin attack.
yeah, it's huge.
Huge. But
Another.
question mark.
Yeah, question mark over that match fitness.
Yeah, you're right.
His wrist spin can be a game changer, but
But he needs to be at his best
he needs to be at his best.
to really make an impact.
This squad selection,
It's a roller coaster.
full of these like
Yeah.
fascinating what ifs and, you know,
Just scratching the surface here.
just scratching the surface.
There's so much more to dive into.
So we've got some major talking points here.
We do.
Surprise omissions.
Yes.
These new faces.
The new blood.
And a lot of focus on experience.
Experience is key.
But what does that all mean for India's strategy at the Champions Trophy?
That's the $1 million
We're
question.
going to get into that right after this.
Stay tuned. You know, what's really fascinating here is how this squad almost feels like it's signaling a shift
Oh.
in India's approach to ODIs. You know, for a while there, it felt like the focus was really on those T20 specialists
Yeah.
with all the World Cups happening and everything.
Huh.
But this Champions Trophy squad, it feels different.
Yeah.
Like they're taking the 50-over format
More seriously.
more seriously this time around.
Yeah.
And the articles are backing this up.
Okay.
One even suggests that Shivam Dube's exclusion,
Okay.
despite all of his T20 success,
Yeah.
really shows that they're now valuing consistent ODI performance more highly,
Right. Yeah.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
ODIs require a whole different skill set.
It's a longer game.
It is
More strategic.
absolutely
You need to be able to build partnerships,
for sure.
not just like hitting sixes every over.
Exactly. And I think that's where experience becomes so crucial.
Right.
You think about veterans like
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli,
Yeah.
even KL Rahul. They may have had their ups and downs recently,
Yeah.
but they bring so much knowledge
Yeah.
about pacing an innings,
Right.
adapting to different conditions, handling pressure.
And on the bowling side,
Exactly.
you've got Bumrah, Shami, Jadeja,
Yeah, all those seasoned
seasoned.
ODI campaigners.
Yeah, they know how to.
Apply the squeeze.
They know when to take wickets at key moments.
So it seems like this squad,
Sure.
it's all about finding that sweet spot between
That balance, right?
the youthful energy and that wisdom of experience.
Exactly.
But, and I know this is like the elephant not in the room,
Oh, here we go.
Karun Nair
Yeah.
had an unreal run in the Vijay Hazare Trophy.
He did. He did.
Like 725 runs in 7 innings.
Unreal numbers.
But no spot for him.
Yeah.
Any insights on that?
Tough break for Nair, I think, no doubt.
Yeah.
Those are phenomenal numbers.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at the bigger picture here,
Yeah.
it seems like they're really prioritizing players who've already proven themselves
On that international level.
on the international level. Yeah.
So domestic form, it matters,
Matters, but
but it's not enough anymore.
it's not the only factor.
It's not the be-all and end-all.
Yep.
They're looking for temperament, adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ability to really handle that pressure cooker of international cricket.
It's a different beast.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a whole other level.
So that explains why someone like Jayswal
Yeah.
gets the nod
Totally
with
glad.
no ODI experience.
Right.
But those test performances have shown that he can
He's got that mental fortitude.
handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can handle the big stage.
Okay.
But it's not just about individual brilliance either.
Okay.
This selection really tells a story, I think,
Oh.
about how they want India to play ODI cricket.
Okay. What's their vision?
Well, the inclusion of guys like Jayswal and Pant suggests, I think, a more aggressive approach.
Okay.
Maybe a bit fearless.
Yeah.
Especially with the bat.
a shift from that more like conservative style that we've seen
Maybe.
in the past.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
I think they want to score quickly, dominate those middle overs, really rack up those big totals.
Okay.
And this ties into the bowling choices as well.
How so?
Well, you got Bumrah and Shami, right? Those are wicket takers.
Yeah.
They're not just containing the batsman.
Right.
They're going for the kill.
Yeah.
Breaking partnerships.
Yeah.
Then you got Kuldeep and Jadeja. They can control those middle overs, build pressure.
Okay.
So it's a multi-pronged attack.
Yeah.
Designed to stifle the opposition.
So this Champions Trophy is shaping up to be more than just a tournament.
It's like a statement.
Yeah.
It's like a testing ground
Yeah.
for this new brand of Indian cricket.
So we've talked about the snubs,
Yeah.
the new blood, strategic shifts,
Fitness gambles.
fitness gambles, but the big question
The big one, yeah.
hanging over all of this
Hanging over everything.
is, will this team be enough
Yeah.
to bring home the trophy?
That's what we want to know.
What do you think?
Well, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
I think to even attempt to answer that, we have to consider a few things.
Okay.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
the form and fitness of those key players.
Right.
We mentioned Bumrah, Kuldeep.
Yeah.
But the performance of Rohit, Kohli, and Pandya
Yeah.
will be absolutely crucial.
They're the backbone
They are.
of the team.
If they fire, India's in with a real shot.
Yeah. If they fire,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Then there's the adaptation factor.
Okay.
You know, how quickly can they adjust to English conditions?
Right.
Handle the pressure of a big tournament?
That's always a question mark.
These are questions that, can only really be answered on the field.
Right. It's all just speculation
Yeah.
until they hit the field. But
Exactly.
that's the beauty of it.
That's what makes it exciting.
Right. We can analyze it, debate it,
Yeah, we can speculate.
and then we get to see how these decisions play out
Right.
against top international competition.
It's going to be a great tournament.
And speaking of,
Yeah.
historical context,
Oh, yeah.
India has a pretty impressive
Oh, absolutely.
track record in the Champions Trophy.
They do, yeah, two-time champions.
Okay.
Sharing the trophy in 2002 with Sri Lanka
Right.
and then winning outright in 2013.
Yeah.
And they've been runners-up twice as well,
Okay.
2000 and 2017.
Wow.
So it's a tournament that seems to bring out the best
Yeah.
in Indian cricket.
And it's interesting how those successful campaigns were so different, right? Like 02,
Yeah.
it was the emergence of like these young guns.
Yeah.
Yuvraj Singh,
Totally.
Harbhajan Singh.
Yeah.
And then 13, it was like this dominant,
Yeah.
well-rounded team
Dhoni.
led by Dhoni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each era has its own heroes
Yeah,
and its own style.
for sure.
And this 2025 squad feels like they're trying to create something new,
Yeah.
something unique.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
So will this be the key? Will it work?
Yeah, that's the big question.
The blend of the youth, the experience,
The million-dollar question.
this aggressive approach. Out of everything that we have discussed,
Yeah.
all these surprises and these talking points,
Yeah.
what stands out to you the most?
You know what? For me,
Yeah.
it's still Siraj's omission.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get the logic.
Yeah.
Prioritizing those specific roles, the experience. But his ODI record is just, it's hard to ignore.
It is.
He's a proven match winner, and I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see how they'll fare without him,
Yeah, it's definitely
without that wicket-taking ability.
gamble.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that I thought was really interesting in one of these articles
Yeah.
was the emphasis on fitness.
Oh, absolutely.
It seems like they are putting a huge premium on these players
Yeah.
that are in peak physical condition.
And that's just a reflection of modern cricket, right?
Yeah.
The schedule is brutal, the travel is grueling,
Yeah.
and you need to be incredibly fit
Yeah.
to handle it all and perform consistently.
But it's not just physical fitness.
No, you're right.
It's that mental game as well.
It's huge.
Handling the pressure, bouncing back from the setbacks,
Yeah.
staying focused over such a long tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cricket is as much a mental battle as a physical one.
Yeah, that's why I think Pant's inclusion is so interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Right? He thrives in these, like,
Pressure moments.
he seems to embrace those big moments.
Yeah, and brings that infectious energy
Yeah, absolutely.
to the team.
They need that.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's like the one key takeaway for our listeners? What should they be watching for?
I think it'll be fascinating to watch how this team evolves throughout the tournament.
Oh.
You know, will they stick to that aggressive approach?
Yeah.
Or will they adapt based on the conditions, the opposition?
How will the young players handle that pressure
Yeah.
of a global stage?
That's a big one.
And can they manage the fitness
Right.
of those key players?
Yeah, Bumrah.
Cool. Deep. So many questions.
It's going to be a thrilling ride.
It is.
That's for sure.
One final food for thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
What would you have done differently?
Ooh, good question.
If you were the selector,
Yeah.
any different gambles you would have taken?
Leave your comments below.
Let us know.
We love a good debate.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
And we'll be back soon.
We'll be back.